I'm Thom Branscum, Carrington Sugar Baker from the Imperial Court of Buffalo, Emperor 10 and 11 of Kentucky, Emperor 16, 17, 25, 26, and 31 of Buffalo. I have been with the Imperial Court of Buffalo for 26 years, and prior to that I was 17 years with the Imperial Court of Kentucky. I joined the Imperial Court system primarily because we were looking for venues to be able to do things to help the community. The Imperial Court of Kentucky was one of the first organizations, gay organizations in Lexington. Only the university had another organization that was doing any kind of outreach to the gay community. I am currently in the line of succession with Brooklyn Steel Tate. I think it's 8th. No, I am not. I find that since I'm still working, those people who can donate that amount of time, God bless them. But I think that at this particular point, I'm just as interested in being a worker bee that doesn't have to work quite that much. I believe this is my 6th year. I did have a year in Siberia, almost a year in Siberia. I had said something that the Queen Mother was not quite happy with, and she decided that maybe I needed a little time off, and then she came back a year or so later and asked me if I would be interested in coming back, and so that gave me the 6 years. I hope to complete 10 before I totally retire. You know, you begin to do so much within your own community, and you see that there's a need outside of your own community to do outreach in other communities and to see what they're doing. And the council gives you an excellent opportunity to be able to network and touch base with those people in other cities, even more so than it does when you travel. You get to see the business side of what most of the organizations are doing. And you develop a system of being able to have an outreach if your kingdom has a question, how to handle things. Because I'm a glutton for punishment. Sometimes I do think that, because I think that quite often there is a degree of respect that is given, but there's a degree of almost people looking at you as being a puppet. And that is sort of disheartening, because I find that almost every heir that I ever meet, no matter who they are, no matter where they're from, is always there to help any kingdom that asks for help. It's a shame that sometimes we get given a bad rap of being, eyes and ears for the powers that be. Currently, I'm on the military affinity group. I also serve on the Get Out the Vote, as well as the Bayard Rustin Committee. And the Military Affinity Committee, I've been on that committee for several years, despite not being a military veteran. I think that it has been good to be there because I present a slightly different perspective on that committee. And my job, as I see it, is to ensure that we remember to do certain things at a certain time. We've had a good changeover in that committee in the last couple of years, where members have dropped out and dropped off council. And so I try to make sure that we have a post for every military thing that we can, sharing the other things, and kind of being the voice there that explains why maybe the average person might not understand what you're trying to say when you're talking about certain things of military history and things. The Get Out the Vote Committee is primarily to encourage everyone to get out to vote. We are nonpartisan. While we may each have our own perspective as to who we would like to see in office, we do not perpetuate that in any shape or form. I think, honestly, the best memory was when the old lady apologized to me, but that's probably not fit for putting on television or on anything like that. I think that probably the very first time I went with the council in San Francisco to Mama Jose's grave. I knew Jose for many years, and she slept in my spare bedroom anytime she came to Buffalo. And it was a little humbling to be at her final resting place. One of my greatest regrets truly is not having been to her funeral, and that let me get some closure on that particular regret. I think the biggest challenge I have on council is that I see a lack of respect sometimes for what we do. Not that I think that any of that is deserved, but I think people don't understand how much work goes into being on the council and how much we talk about and support things that people don't even think we would be having our fingers in. And I just hope that as we go along and continue, that visibility becomes very clear, that people see what we do, see the impact we make. It's good that we can talk about the fact that had it not been for us, the Harvey Milk stamp probably would not have been a reality. The ship being named after Harvey Milk would not have occurred. And I see so much good that we can do just keeping alive the memory of where we started as an organization. Well, I think the first thing that I'm looking forward to is our 60th anniversary in Palm Springs. I was at the 50th. I was in Palm Springs many years ago when we had a meeting there. I'm not sure that may have been 45th, but I'm getting old, so therefore memory is sometimes a little sketchy. Maybe even longer ago than that, but I'm really looking forward to seeing the changes that are occurring, the diversity in the organization increasing, but I also want to make sure we don't lose the history and the flavor of what we've been. When we talk about inclusiveness, I think we have to realize that inclusive means everyone, not change wholesale. It means we remember where we've been and we include that, as well as opening the tent up so that we can not lose things but add more. And I think that that's where we have to go. We cannot be monolithic in one. We have to be inclusive.